Doing today? This is Rich from Rich TV Live. We are at our downtown office location, and as you can see, the markets are in the green. See the green? Cannabis stock. This is the cannabis stock index at richtvlive.com. You guys can go to richtvlive.com and follow me here. If you want to subscribe and get the latest stock pick alerts, just subscribe, put in your email, and you'll get all the latest stock pick alerts. We are at our downtown location here in downtown Vancouver at our beautiful, this is like a 5,000 square foot office here. Yeah, we're at a beautiful downtown location, 5,000 square foot office, and we're having a green day, guys. Now, overall, the cannabis sector and the entire North American index for stocks is green. We've got 3,546 advancers and only 1,208 decliners. How you guys doing? How you doing, Max Power? How you doing, Scott Norris? How you doing, Andrew? How you doing, Eric Da Silva? Let's see. Hey, Rich, hope all is well in the West. I love the heat, but hate humidity, holding fire, and stupid FSD. Yeah, man, sorry to hear about the FSD. They've been somewhat of a nightmare, but hopefully they get better. Thank you guys for the likes, by the way. You guys are amazing. Hey, Rich. Hey, Max. Fire is stagnant. Can't figure out that one. I had them before, but it's always the same little movement. Yeah, they just have been hugely disappointing. But I think as a business, as a company, I think they have a lot of potential. They have the right partners. 7 Acres is a huge brand that everybody knows about, and that's a brand that they own. So I believe that Fire long-term will be a success, whether it's on their own or with a partner. But it looks to me like they're probably going to get bought out. But I think this is very good to see that the cannabis sector is green. Now, I've seen a trend, guys. When cryptocurrencies go up, the stock market goes down. When cryptocurrencies go down, the stock market goes up. So today, cryptocurrencies are in the red and the stock market is green. It's a trend. And I've told you guys, don't go against the trend. The trend is your friend. Tyler, what's up, Tyler? CETX went up 100%, says Eric Da Silva. R. Mary, hey, Rich. Hey, R. Mary, how you doing? Scott L, what's up, Scott L? Max Power says Fire is always up to $2. Just gotta wait. Yeah, I think they'll go back to $2. Justin T says Xena. Xena's flexing. Shelby says hello again. How you doing, Shelby? Jason Garza says being patient. Patient is the key. Tyler Valdal says, Rich, do you see FSD doing anything this year at all? I think FSD, everyone's waiting for them to get revenue. So until they actually start showing revenue, I don't see them doing anything dramatic. Max Power says, I'd get back into RNX. They'll bounce again to the 70s, just waiting for it to drop. RNX has been a really good pick, Max Power. Congratulations on RNX. Justin T says, hope your day's good. So far, so good, man. We're having a green day. I'm excited. Can we look at if we scroll down here, let's take a look at the gainers today. So these are the active movers. Wow, Vivo. Vivo, you've been listening to Rich TV. I've been talking about how Vivo has been a massive disappointment. And look, Vivo's up 18% today. Aleafia Health up 10% today after being up yesterday. Pot Weekend Unlimited Inc. is up 16%. Aurora Cannabis, I told you guys 2 days ago that Aurora Cannabis was a buy. Thank you guys for the likes, by the way. I told you guys 2 days ago that Aurora Cannabis was a buy. It's at $10.20, up 1.8%. Hexo is flexing at $7.08, up 6.95%. Canopy Growth having a strong day, up $1.35 at $53.43, up 2.59%. Afria Inc. at $9.18, up slightly. Agrafloro has been up all week. It is down 3.59%. Namaste at 61 cents, down 1.6%. And CanTrust Holdings, stock we've been talking about a lot here within our community. CanTrust Holdings at 658, up 1.23%. Can we just click on percentage gainers? Let's look at the gainers. And this is all on Rich TV Live, guys. We have it all in one place now. You don't got to go to the marijuana index. You don't got to go to TradingView. You don't have to go to investing.com. You don't have to go to 10 different places to get all these tools. It's all in one place. That was the whole goal here. I like some of your guys' messages. You guys make me laugh. Let me scroll up to see some of these messages. Tyler Valdal says, Rich, do you hold any gas or oil companies? Not right now, but I'm looking at a few. Max Power says, I see FSD swallowing. Thank you guys for the likes. I have been waiting over a year for FSD revenue. I am getting impatient. Well, yeah, a year's a long time. Max Power says, flipped RNX 4 times now since September. Wow. Congrats, bro. You're killing it. Miral Gandhi is saying CETX had a nice pop today. That's good to see that. Departures Capital. Hey there, Rich. Just checking in. Looking good. And new setup is awesome. How you doing, Departures? Hope you're having a great day, buddy. Let's definitely collaborate soon. Rodney Bagu says, get into PEC. Reverse split on M&A stock is going to the moon. Check out volume. First day sell on the market. Volume 236K. Yeah, you know, our community on Telegram has been looking at PEC. They look pretty interesting. I don't know too much about the company, but clearly they've been doing well. So put it on your watch list and put it on your radar. Miral Gandhi says, GGBXF had great news today. They are in Abercrombie and Finch stores now. Wow, that's big. Yeah, I like GGB. I've talked about Green Growth Brands a lot. I think they have a lot of potential. I see a lot of upside for them. So keep your eye on the prize. And yeah, GGB definitely has a lot of upside. Max Power says, just want them to hit 34 and I'm out. I'll make $3,000. Yeah, I could see them hitting 34 if you're patient. I know it's been a long time coming, but I think if you're patient, we'll see them go to 34. Departures Capital says, love CTST, my newest position in the sector. Yeah, good position there, Departures Capital. Can't really go wrong with CanTrust. They have so much upside. And now that they're looking to move into America, I think the upside is fantastic. Jason Garza says, trading stocks is like sex. Enter slow and get out quickly. I don't really know what to say about that. Scott Norris, don't hear much of NGW making moves in California. Made me money, super low right now. Yeah, you know what? I like them. And it's funny that you mentioned them. I think they have a lot of upside. I see a lot of potential with NGW. So put it on your watch list, put it on your radar. I think the potential with them is great. Crypto Man says PVOT is another good one to keep your eye on. Yeah, Pivot is a CBD stock. I brought it to you guys at 19 cents. What's Pivot at now? Like 40 cents? 39 cents? I think it's at 39 cents. I brought it to you guys at 19. They've more than doubled. So typically when you see a stock double, you're going to see some consolidation. So yeah, I'm not too surprised that they've come back down, but I believe it's a company that has a lot of potential. Jason Garza says, how about that Lightlink, Rich? Lightlink. So I think Lightlink has a lot of potential. I think that they have enormous upside. They went up. They've come down. They're kind of bouncing around right now. My suggestion with Lightlink is buy low, sell high, buy the dips. Whenever you see them near the bottom, pick them up. And then when you see some price appreciation, if you're looking to make a nice return, take your profit. Justin T says, at the phone today, anything interesting? New articles with Xena, TTT News, or something about insiders owning 48% of stock? Yeah, you know, let's get into some of the news. Can we go to the percentage decliners first? Okay, so percentage decliners in the cannabis sector, the top 10, Nutritional High International Inc., EAT, symbol is Spliff in America. They are down 5%. Nanosphere Health Sciences at 19 cents, down 5%. Agriflora Organics at 40 cents, down 4%. Harvest One Cannabis at 73 cents, down 3%. Lift & Co. Corp at 25 cents, down 3%. RavenQuest Biomed Inc. at 54 cents, down 3%. Canopy Rivers at 315, down 1%. Chiron Life Sciences Corp. at 230, down 1%. Namaste at 61 cents, down 1%. And Choom Holdings at 42 cents, down 1%. So those are the decliners of the day. Let's take a look at some news. You can scroll down here on Rich TV Live, and we'll show you guys where you can find all the news. You can obviously find all the news on the other side of the screen there that's trending. But if you scroll down, you'll see. Keep going down. Keep going down. So this is all the news of the day. Oh, look at this. Curaleaf has some big news. Curaleaf stock recovers on 2 major acquisitions. Let's see here if I can find some news that's really trending for you guys. Let's see here. If there's anything that's flying today and you guys want me to pull it up on the charts, let me know. Yeah, you know what? Can you actually scroll up and pull up Aleafia chart since they're flying? Just type in Aleafia there. Aleafia. EAFIA. You can pull up the American or the Canadian, doesn't matter. Look at this. At $1.38, up 12.2%, and look at their chart. Now, could we go to their 2-year chart? Perfect. Okay, so when I brought you guys Aleafia, it was a brand new IPO. And I think it was about 40, 50 cents. So I brought it to you guys when it was just getting started, and clearly it exploded to $4, okay? Since then, it's been consistently coming back down. And you can see that, you know, $1 range seems to be the floor. It bounced down, came back up, almost back to $3, has come all the way down to $1, and it's now starting to come back up. I don't feel that there's really any catalyst other than the fact that it's coming up due to the fact that it's just undervalued, underappreciated, underexposed. This is one of the biggest medical cannabis companies in the world, and I believe that the upside is great for Aleafia Health. This is why I believe they're up 12.2% today on huge volume, 4.1 million shares. Could be a combination of shorts covering and the fact that people just realize that it's cheap. It's undervalued, underappreciated, underexposed. There was an article that came out yesterday saying that Aleafia and MedMen are 2 of the best stocks. So that might be a catalyst as well. But I truly just believe that it's a good company that's undervalued, underappreciated, underexposed, and that's why we see it coming up today. Let's read some of your guys' news. Xena just signed a deal with True Trace Technology, TTT. Yeah, we'll get into that. Oliver Cabot asks, what about North? Is it time to buy? You know, these stocks are tricky, guys. When they get under $1, and I call it the under $1 range no man's land, that's when they become really dangerous. That's when they become really risky. So I would be careful until North starts generating revenue. In my opinion, once North starts generating revenue, that will be your time to buy. But until then, I would be careful. I would be careful. Let's take a look. Oh, Xena. Xena's at $1.72. Can we pull up Xena on the chart? And we'll look at some of their news. So Xena is up 4.88% right now, and they're at $1.72. Yeah, there they are right there. So let's look at the news. Oh, okay, $1.71 now, I see. Okay, because the reason that that's not pulling up is because that's the old stock symbol for Xena. So there you go, perfect. And let's take a look at the chart. And can we do the, let's go to the 1 year, the 1 year chart. Okay, so when I brought you guys Xena first, I brought it to you guys when it was at $2. Then what happened is Zenabis did an amalgamation with Sun Farms and Bevo Agro. Sun Farms is the cannabis company. Bevo Agro is it's the greenhouses. So what they did is they amalgamated, and what happened is they went from 60 million shares to 200 million shares. So what happened is when they only had 60 million shares, we saw the stock jump from $2 up to $6.85. And that's when I did all my first videos, and they exploded, and we all did really well. Then they amalgamated, they completed their RTO, their reverse takeover, and we saw them start to come down because of the dilution in the stock. It went from 60 million to 200 million. And some of those insiders, they probably were selling some stock because they wanted to make some money, because they just gave up the largest greenhouse facilities in all of North America to be a part of this company. So chances are they wanted to make some money. So it makes sense that they sold some stock and the stock has come down. So then we see it all the way now near the bottom. So you can clearly see that it is near a bottom here, okay? So what do I see the upside as? I see it going back to these levels and beyond due to the fact that they are one of the best growers as far as capacity. They've got 479,300 kgs of growing capacity that they are going to be growing to. They've got 3.5 million square feet of greenhouse space and facilities across Canada, and they're going to be growing internationally, and they're in the CBD business. So they're in the CBD business, they're in the cannabis business, and they are one company. They're not like Canopy Growth or Aurora Cannabis that are a bunch of companies combined. They're one company. They've got 200 million shares, and they made 11.6 million in quarterly sales last quarter. Revenue's going up. They're getting more sales licenses. We're literally waiting for the Langley sales license any day, which will be the largest sales license and the largest facility in the world. It'll be 2 million square feet. So I believe that's going to be a massive catalyst. And tomorrow is the last day of the quarter. They've put on their website, they've put everywhere that they're getting the Langley sales license in Q2. There's one more day left in Q2. So it has to be coming tomorrow. If it comes tomorrow, I don't see any reason why we don't see Zenabis explode after the long weekend. Now let's get into the news. This is the news on Zenabis. True Trace Technologies signs Zenabis to his cannabis validation testing program. Zenabis joined Shoppers Drug Mart pilot project to bring greater intelligence to medical cannabis. True Trace Technologies. I don't know if you want to pull up TTT. This is the company that they just partnered with, TTT. True Trace Technologies. It's TTTSF in America. Just pull up that one. Yeah, it's right there. You were there. Yeah, you're on top of it, but TTTSF, right there. Yeah. True Trace Technologies. Perfect. That's the American symbol, guys. TTTSF. Look at this. Oh, up 15.5% on this news, but the volume is small in America, only 13,000 shares because nobody knows, except for you guys that are watching. So let's read this news. True Trace Technologies, TTT in Canada, TTTSF in America, creator of the first fully integrated blockchain platform that registers and tracks intellectual property for the cannabis industry. This is where blockchain and cannabis unite. Love it. Two of the hottest industries in the world working together. This is a recipe for success. The creator of the first fully integrated blockchain platform that registers and tracks intellectual property for the cannabis industry today announced that Zenabis Global Inc., Xena, ZENA in Canada, ZBISF in America, a Canadian licensed cultivator of medical and recreational cannabis, will employ the company's strain-secure trademark platform to collect, register, manage, track, and publish verified testing data of its cannabis plant DNA and strains. Use of the Strain Secure platform is intended to enable Zenabis to validate its cannabis strains and provide its customers with increased transparency about the authenticity, quality, and origin of its products. In addition, Zenabis is joining the Shoppers Drug Mart. I love this. Shoppers Drug Mart? That's huge. And TrueTrace Medical Cannabis Verification Pilot Project. The pilot project announced last week at the World Cannabis Congress. Shoppers aims to improve industry accountability and patient outcomes through the pilot project. This initiative continues to gain momentum with the signing of a forward-thinking cannabis cultivator like Zenabis, who recognizes the value of providing verified product data to their patients and customers. I mean, I think this proved that Zenabis is trying to be as transparent as possible, as groundbreaking as possible, and as good and as big as possible. Let's get back to some of your messages. Go Zena, go MedMen. Fire's up 2%. Woo! Max Power says, sweet, I'm up $218 already. Time to book a vacation. Oliver Cabot says, They North sent their first order to the CQDC in Canada, which is the only group selling legal cannabis in Quebec. That's big. Hey, you know what? I like North, and that might be the catalyst we've been waiting for. Thank you guys for the likes. Thank you guys for being here. Max Power says, I'd buy 25,000 shares of Zena for long if I didn't have that stupid FSD. Oh, that's so funny. Jason Garza says, that sounds good. Anyone want a dog named Isodial? I would stay away from Isodial. Isn't it true that Isodial has a bad name on the street? Isodial has a bad name on the street here in Vancouver, guys. I would stay away from them if I was you. That's just my opinion. Jason Garza says, I will buy Zebra when it hits 145 USD. Zebra. I like that. Zena. Sam says, my stocks have been down for so long, and now it seems they are rallying. Thanks, Rich. I told you guys that the resurrection was coming. Nothing stays down forever. Nothing stays down forever. And let's go through this message here. This initiative continues to gain momentum with the signing of forward-thinking cannabis cultivator like Zenabis, who recognizes the value of providing verified product data to their patients and customers, said TrueTrace Technology CEO Robert Galarza. The recent launch of this traceability pilot project with Canada's leading pharmacy brand demonstrates the importance of standardization and traceability in designing and evaluating treatment programs for patients. Zenabis Chief Revenue Officer David Luncour added, we're extremely excited to be part of the pioneer group of licensed producers partnered with TrueTrace Technologies and Shoppers Drug Mart. Love this. Who are committed to increasing transparency, traceability, and standardization in the cannabis industry. In particular, we're happy to be able to play a role in offering Canadian medical patients and adult use consumers assurances that they are being supplied safe, high quality cannabis and hemp CBD products. Zenabis is not just trying to be a player, they want to do it right. It's one of the reasons why I like Zenabis. It's one of the reasons why I talk about them a lot and why our community is so excited about Zenabis and why we're all holding so many shares. You know what, let's do this. Can you guys show me right now how many shares? I'm going to tell you right now I own, just full disclosure, I own 10,045 shares of Xena. Can you guys tell me how much you own? Can you guys just put it out there? I want to just calculate it. Zenabis should be paying me for this. Look at this. Scott Norris owns 9,700 shares of Zenabis. I hope you win big. Wow. Paul M owns 25,000 shares of Zenabis. Roger Kraft owns 65. What, 65 shares or 65,000 shares? Scott Norris owns 3,500 shares. RD owns 8,000 shares. Chris Grant owns 2,000 shares. Zenabis, if you guys are watching, your boy Rich is doing work for you guys, man. We're doing work. Look at all the people that own Xena shares. Rodolfo Toledo owns 7,930 shares of Xena. Hey, Roger, that's fine, man. If you own 65 shares, nothing to be ashamed of. I just wasn't sure. It's not a competition. I just want to know how many people believe in Xena. Jason Garza says, I think Xena is a long-term buy, 2.5 years to max potential. Yeah, and if we can get in now at these prices, imagine where it's going to be in 2.5 years when they're up to 479,000 kgs. And they've also got 183,000 kgs of extraction. They're in the CBD space, extraction space, cannabis space. They're working with Shoppers Drug Mart. Sky's the limit. Look at this. People just keep putting in messages. Max Power says, who thinks Zenabis is a deal at 170? Weedman has 500 shares. Working my way to so far. But it keeps coming in. Look at this. Look at the messages. They keep coming in. Weedman has 500 shares. JJ says, working my way to 1,000 Xena shares. Scott has 2,000 shares. JJ has 700 shares. JJ, another JJ, has 73,000 shares. Scott L is saying, I just started. Paul M is saying, I would guess that Xena would be bought out before 2022. I don't see Xena getting bought out. I see them being one of the biggest players in the world. Anyone else own Xena shares? We're just trying to calculate how many shares total we have here. Do you have a total yet? Did you just keep adding them? Is that with everyone? But there's more that came in. One guy just said 73,000 himself. So far, I don't know if that's right. So far, we have a total of 142,440 shares that we've calculated so far. Oh, another 1,500 of Xena. Anybody else? I want to calculate how much money within our community has invested in Zenabis. It's over $1 million right now. Okay, let's calculate. Oh, another 1,500. Oh, no, that was the same compound stock interest guy. So let's just add 143,000. What? We're at 143,940 shares. Times that by $1.70. You guys would be mind boggled with how much money Rich TV Live community members are holding of Zenabis. Is it 2 million? Oh, so we've calculated $244,000 of buying, and people own just on this stream. We're almost at $250,000 of Zenabis holdings just on this stream. That can't be right. Your numbers are off, bro. Because I own 20 grand myself with 10,000 shares. These numbers can't be right. I don't think you added them up properly. There's more than 100. Go through it all. One guy alone saying he owns 73,000. I don't think those numbers are right. And another guy said he owns 25,000. That's 100,000 right there. And then I got 10,000. Other guys got 10,000. I think the number's higher than that. Oh, another 4,000 just came in. So I believe our community owns at least $1 million of Zenabis. I believe our community owns at least $1 million of Zenabis. But just on the people that are watching right now, which is only 53 people, we've calculated over $250,000 of just the people that are watching, of people that own Zenabis. That's mind-boggling. Roger Kraft says, I am way down but won't lose faith. I have GGB, Xena, and Planet 13. Sean is saying he owns 5,000 Xena. The numbers just keep coming in. Guys, I would love for you to share the amount of Zenabis shares you own. We're just trying to figure it out so we can figure out how many shares of Zenabis Rich TV Live members own. Zenabis is currently at $1.71, up 4.27% on news that they are part of a pilot program with True Trace Technologies and Shoppers Drug Mart. Zenabis market cap right now is, I believe it's like 330 million. Now let's get back into this news here. So we're at 153,940 shares of Zenabis, and times that by 170. So we're at $261,000 of just people watching right now holding Zenabis. That's huge. Thanks. That's awesome. Very good. $261,000 just out of the 50 people watching right now. Forget the 20,000 people that are part of the Rich TV Live community on YouTube, 10,000 that are on the Rich TV Live community on Instagram, 30,000 that are on the Rich TV Live community on LinkedIn, the thousands that are part of us on Facebook and all the other social media platforms all over the world. It's big. It's big. So under the Strain Secure, let's go here. Under the Strain Secure program, the True Trace team collects plant testing data and performs genomic verification in plant batches, which are then registered in a blockchain-enabled database for intellectual property protection and strain validation. All information gathered from the plants, including their molecular, chemical makeup, can be tracked via the program. True Trace Technologies has signed multiple licensed producers to the Strain Secure platform since the start of 2019 and is engaged with partners of all types in support of the pilot project. Phase 1 of the pilot project is expected to be completed by July 31st. So we're like a month away, say 5 weeks, with full production and implementation targeted for late November 2019. Andrew just added it all up, 149,740. It's big, bro. That's big. I think Zenabis needs to hire Rich TV Live. We've done a lot of work for you guys, Zenabis. That's a lot of free work for you guys. That's a lot of free work for you guys. That's $250,000. I predict that off the videos and all the talking we've done about Zenabis, that we've brought in at least $1 million of buying for Zenabis alone. I think we should also do something for Aurora Cannabis. I'd love to know how much people are holding Aurora Cannabis. But let me just finish this. True Trace Technologies has developed the first integrated blockchain platform to register and track intellectual property in the cannabis industry. True Trace's technology allows cannabis growers and breeders to identify and secure rights to their intellectual property. It also streamlines the administrative process and reduces the costs of genetic and mandatory quality control testing for legal cannabis. True Trace's technology is proprietary, immutable, and cryptographically secure, thereby establishing an accurate and permanent account for cannabis strains and ownership to market. Cryptocurrency and cannabis stocks uniting, two of the fastest growing, two of the hottest industries in the world uniting, and Zenabis is one of the leaders of it. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. I just bring you the news. I don't tell you what to buy or sell. I don't tell you when to buy or sell. I just try to bring you winners, and I try to bring you them first. Let's talk about the winners we've brought over the last 2 years. We were the first person on YouTube to talk about Aurora Cannabis. We were the first person on YouTube to talk about Canopy Growth. We were the first person on YouTube to talk about Tilray. We were the first person on YouTube to talk about Aleafia Health. We were the first person on YouTube to talk about Zenabis. We were the first person on YouTube to talk about Kronos Group. We were the first person on YouTube to talk about the HMMJ ETF. We were the first person on YouTube to talk about Afria. We were the first person on YouTube to talk about Organigram. We were the first person on YouTube to talk about Village Farms. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. Here's our picks, guys. I mean, the picks are all there. Picks. We talked about Labs when it was under $2. It went to 7. I mean, all our picks are right there. Just go to Rich TV Live and you can see our past picks. We got nothing to hide. We're as transparent as anybody. And the reality is we're going to continue to be transparent. We don't have our July picks up yet, right? They're up? Where? Okay, so okay, so here they are. So, okay, I'm going to break down my top 10 picks for July. You guys ready? I made these picks on June 23rd. GBTC at 14.49, it went to 17. And we're not even in July yet. Zenabis at $1.70. Elway at $3.78, it broke $4. Afria, it's at $7. Aurora at $7.50. Both of them have been climbing since my picks. Radiant Technologies, I believe they are going to be a giant because they are working with Aurora Cannabis and they're doing extraction. They're doing all of the extraction for Aurora at the Edmonton facility. Once they start doing all of that extraction at the Edmonton facility for Aurora, I fully expect Radiant Technologies to skyrocket. Visa, love Visa. MasterCard. Visa and MasterCard are two great long-term winners to put in your portfolio. Look at their charts. They're just ridiculous. They just look like this. They just go up. Why? More and more people are getting into debt. More and more people are using credit. And Visa, MasterCard just give out credit. And people pay them. And they make interest. It's a great business model. This is why both Visa and MasterCard are two of my top picks. Scroll down a little bit more. And Fiore Gold, another one of my picks, which has been on fire. FIOGF in America. F is the symbol in Canada. If you believe in gold, look at Fiore Gold. They have been flying since I brought them to you guys. And last but not least, CanTrust. I've been talking to you guys about CanTrust, my top 10 pick for July 2019. CTST in America, TRST in Canada. And I also brought you guys CanTrust first. So if you go through all of the Rich TV Live videos over the last 2.5 years, you will see that I brought all of these picks first. I don't watch other people and bring picks because of them. I bring picks because I've done the research, I've done the due diligence. A lot of times the picks come from you, the people. You guys bring us the picks. I analyze them. If I like them, I bring them to the community. That's just kind of how we do it. Max Power is saying, when does the license for Xena come out? I believe it's supposed to be Q2, and tomorrow is the last trading day of Q2. So I'm anticipating the license to come out tomorrow after market. Now, I'm not Health Canada. I can't guarantee it. But if you go to Zenabis's website, they say that they're getting their Langley license in Q2, and tomorrow is the last trading day of Q2. So that's that. I mean, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Yeah, Lightlink is a beast, guys. They have so much potential. And I brought that to you guys first, too. Let's see. Rich, please give me your opinion on Liberty Health Sciences' current situation. I'm not a fan of them, guys. There's so many big companies out there. I'm not going to waste my time with Liberty Health Sciences. I don't know. It's just not something that I'm that interested in. Scott Norris says, if it goes down to 141, again, I am putting in big. I wish you the best, my friend. Roger Kraft says, just getting started investing in cannabis since February, investing more next month. I would say in the next month or two, we'll find the bottoms on everything, and then we're going to see a massive resurrection, similar to what we saw last year at the same time, right before legalization, October 17, 2019. What's the catalyst? Legalization 2.0. Edibles is legalizing. That's the catalyst. I see another resurrection. Zenabis's market cap is around 330 million last time I looked. Scott L says, wouldn't have brought it if it wasn't for your show. Did my own due diligence and liked what I saw. Slide deck. You're talking about Zenabis? You bought Zenabis because of our show? I hope you win big, man. I don't bring you guys these picks so I can win big. I bring you guys these picks because I want you guys to win big. Obviously, I own Zenabis. I want to win big too, but I wouldn't even talk about it if I didn't think it had upside. Fred says CXXI and ALEF got out of below $1. Time to buy CXXI. I think CXXI has potential, but you know, once a stock gets under $1, it gets really dangerous. So I would be careful. But yeah, I own CXXI. I think they have potential, but I haven't been talking about them a lot because whenever you see a stock go from 240 down to under $1, you have to be somewhat concerned. Compound Stock Interest guy says Suniva looks like a bottom, might have already hit around 243, 195 to 2-ish USD. Can you pull up Suniva actually? Okay, so Suniva is one. Ooh, VBIO is up 20%, guys. These are the American market movers. Fincana Capital is up 18%. Pot Network up 11%. Golden Leaf Holdings up 9%. Calaterra Therapeutics up 8%. Cushco Bottles. I told you guys KSHB was a buy. I should have bought it at 440. It's now at $5, up 8%. Let's look at Suniva. Suniva is a funny one because we have mutual friends that own Suniva. Okay, so we know guys locally. Can you go to their 2-year chart? Let's look at their 2-year chart. It's pretty staggering. Look at this. Suniva's at the bottom, guys. If there's one stock that is hugely undervalued, hugely underappreciated, hugely underexposed, it's Suniva. Does your buddy still own the shares? So we have a mutual friend that got in at $1, right? Got in at around $1, 80 cents. What's that? Oh yeah, some people bought at $15, $16 at the very top, which is a nightmare. But we have people that we know that got in before it went public at $1. And it went as high as $15. So they made 15 times their money, but I don't believe they sold. They sold some. And now it's come all the way down, guys. We've seen this go to $15 and come all the way back down to where it is today, which is pretty much the bottom. Where is it? 262? I'm telling you guys, can you just put it on there? That was the bottom, I think. What is that there? Right there? 285. So we're literally at the bottom. The lowest it's ever been is 250. If you could position yourself in a company like this, I want to do some analysis. Go up. I want to show you guys how to use Rich TV Live. So if you guys are following me on Rich TV Live, I want to show you something. Let's look at their share structure. Go up a little bit to where it has all the tools on top. Yeah, right here. So go to share info. I want to show you why I love Suniva. Love it. Absolutely love this stock. This is one of the most undervalued, underappreciated, underexposed stocks in the entire cannabis sector. I'm going to show you guys why. Go down more. Go down more. To their share information. Perfect. This is what I want to see. This is why I love Suniva. Look at this. 38 million shares. It's not like Aurora Cannabis with 1 billion shares. It's not like Canopy Growth with 200 million shares. Or sorry, Canopy Growth has 300 million shares. It's not like Zenabis with 200 million shares. It's got 38 million shares. And it's at $2.50. And they are calling them the Canopy Growth of California. I'm going to buy some of this. And I'll let you guys know when I do. And it's going to be soon because it's at the bottom. It's clearly at the bottom. 38 million shares. Look at the short interest. They only have 28,000 shares shorted. The shorters know not to short this, guys. Thank you guys for the likes, by the way. I really appreciate it. The shorters know not to short this because it's at the bottom. Why would you short something at the bottom? You short at the top. You don't short at the bottom. It's at the bottom, guys. 38 million shares for Suniva, guys. 38 million shares. I don't need to say anything else. The Canopy Growth of California, Canadian company, operating in America, great place to operate, and being called the canopy of California, and they trading at $2.60. I can't tell you guys what to do, but bye, bye, bye. Bye, bye, bye. Bye, bye, bye. That's all I can say, man, about Suniva. So thank you, compound stock interest guy. You're right. They are a giant. The 52-week high is $15, and the 52-week low is $250, and we're at $260. I can't tell you what to do, but bye, bye, bye. That's all I can say. JJ is saying, I guess we all owe Rich a night on the town when Xena hits big, says Scott Norris. It's all good, man. I don't need a night on the town. I just want you guys to just win, man. Just win. Subscribe, use the website. You know, that's the best way to support me, is to use the tools, spread the word, and let people know that we are the best platform for investing in the world, because I believe we are, because the results speak for themselves. JJ says, I'm thinking of adding more Xena if it goes down. That's the smart thinking. But, you know, I'll be honest with you, I want another 15,000 shares. So I have 25,000. So one day when it goes to $10, I make $250,000. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not buying it either, because it might go down. It could go to 140 again. They still have another 50 million to raise. If they raise another 50 million, probably it's going to go down. When it does, I want to buy some more. So I'm in no rush to buy it, but I wouldn't be surprised if it goes up too. Max Power says 7,000 shares of Zenabis, I think. You're buying? Oh, wow, Max Power, you're a beast, bro. Fred says, how sure are we that they need to raise another 50 million? Well, I have guys that are on my son's soccer team that are insiders in the company, and they're the ones telling me that they need to raise another 50 million. So I'm pretty sure. I don't see why they would tell me that. I mean, why would they tell me that? They know that I'm talking about Zenabis every day. They know I own shares in Zenabis every day. They know our community owns like $1 million of Zenabis. We just broke down 250 grand right now. So my estimate is that we own collectively about $1 million in Zenabis. So yeah, they need to raise another 50 million. I'm pretty much 100% sure. Andrew says, always buy more at the bottom if you're a long-term investor. Andrew Ellington is a great trader. He's part of the Rich TV Live community, has been for about a year now. Andrew, what price did you buy Bitcoin at? Please share with the community. I want to show you guys how Andrew thinks about the markets. Max Power is saying, when does the license for Xena come out? Q2. The license comes out Q2. Compound stock interest guy says, Xena is a different company. They have to be very efficient with their capital. Aurora has been spending by the boatload to get market share. Very good point. They don't have tons of money yet because they're just getting started. But imagine if they get a partner like Kronos Group does or Canopy Growth does that infuses billions into the company. We may see them skyrocket to $10, and that's when we all win big. Very, very big. Anybody know what kgs for unprocessed inventory for Xena? Xena has 479,300 kgs of cannabis that they are licensed for or will be licensed for, and 183,000 kgs of extraction, which makes them only third behind Aurora Cannabis and Canopy Growth in the world. Frank says, wow, Rich, your buddy over at Departures Capital read my mind. Lightlink Technologies. I've been telling everybody about the company. They just partnered with Mark Cuban-backed company Spare. Yeah, that's big. It's really big. Compound stock interest guy says, no idea, Paul, but I believe they have under 1,000 kgs. Yeah, like if you show, if you go through their last press release, they reported earnings of 11.6 million, and they did like 906 kgs. Like nothing. Just like a drop in the bucket compared to what they will be doing. Scott Norris says, I gave MasterCard enough money over the last years. Well, you know what, Scott? The best way to make your money back is to own the stock, because look at their chart. They just go up. And all the people that pay Visa and MasterCard, think about it. They're just making money off interest, and they're going to keep making money off interest. So guess what? Stock's going to keep going up. They've never gone down. The stock has just consistently gone up year over year. Trav Vo says, Radiant uses microwaves, which can do extraction faster and larger loads but lower quality. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. Trav Vo says, CTST is my favorite company right now. Huge upside for CTST, and they're going into America. Jason Garza says, I have 900 shares of ACB and staying in my lane. Hey, buddy, great work with ACB. They're a beast. Frank says, yes, you are amazing. Thank you, Frank. I appreciate it. He says, Lightlink Technologies. Oh, another owner of Zenibus, 16,000 shares of Xena. Wow, the number just keeps growing. Paul M says, nice. Lower amount might be better at point. Less fear of write down. Roger Kraft says, go rich, go, love your insight. I appreciate you, Roger. Thank you. Frank says, think I'm jumping into Lightlink. Yeah, there's a huge amount of upside in Lightlink. Guys, take a look at my Lightlink Technologies interview with the CEO. He's a very, very well-connected individual. He's not a guy who's struggling financially. He's a guy that's thinking big, and this is a company that's going places. This is going to be his swan song. Compound Stock Interest guy says, Danny Moses likes Liberty Health Sciences. He's a primarily U.S. cannabis investor. I don't own Liberty, but you never know. Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, you never know about anything, guys. Big Zini says, I think you're right, Rich. Visa is a great long-term stock. I mean, look at their chart. They've never gone down. They came down once, and then they just came right back up. So if you're looking to invest in companies that are good long-term plays and build some stability in your portfolio, Visa and MasterCard are two absolute giants that are world-known monsters. Andrew Ellington says 256.5 million market cap on Xena. Thank you, Andrew, for sharing that. Trav Vo says, what's the float size on Suniva? I believe it's 38 million shares. The entire issue and outstanding is in the float. Compound Stock Interest guy says 53 million fully diluted. So they've got 38 million right now that it's saying, maybe 40 million Compound Stock Interest guy is saying that's up to date, and another 13 million fully diluted. So even at 53 million fully diluted, that's still smaller than all of their peers. Yes, 40 million is an insanely low float. I will not be surprised to see Suniva at $5, guys, which is a beautiful daily double. Max Power says, I just bought 7,000 shares of Xena. Wow, congratulations, Max Power. I hope you win big, brother. Compound Stock Interest guy says Suniva's revenues are 70 to 80% from extraction at the moment. Scott Norris says, Max, rich is addictive. Haha. Thank you, Scott. I appreciate it. Compound Stock Interest guy says, when their facility is running in Q4, Suniva's going to explode. I love you, Compound Interest Stock guy, man. Local Vancouver guy, does his due diligence, very smart guy. Hey, guys, go and see Compound Stock Interest on YouTube. He is very smart. He does a lot of research and a lot of due diligence, and we talk all the time. Andrew Ellington says, worst downtrend ever. Yeah, which is creating an amazing buying opportunity for all of us to really position ourselves. Thank you guys for the likes, eh? Love you guys. ITHUF, what do you think? I like Ianthus. I think they have so much potential. I think they're low right now, and I think the future is bright for Ianthus. Trav Vo says, Suniva is a weird name. Do they do outdoor? What kind of piff or stuff they do? Well, they do extraction. They do cannabis. They're mainly in California. That's where they're doing most of their business. So I love them. And there's some big players involved in that company, believe me. Paul M says, be cautious on SNN. Why do you say that, Paul M? I'd love to know why you say that. They just reported 14 million in the quarter. Revenue is growing. They are strategically placed in one of the largest markets in California, the largest market in North America. And they've got enormous upside and a low float. Not really sure why you say that. They're at a 52-week low. I kind of think the opposite. I think you should be looking into it. ISOL was as high as SNN. Is SNN as dangerous? No, you can't even compare SNN to ISOL. Not even in the same playing field. Comparing ISOL to Suniva is like comparing a crackhead to the prime minister. I'm just saying, you can't even compare them. Frank says, Rich, how about Planet 13? I like Vegas. I like the Vegas market. I think Vegas, Party Central, cannabis go hand in hand. I like Planet 13, man. Strategically placed in Vegas, I think they have a future. Compound stock interest guy says, Suniva hybrid greenhouses in sunny California. Yeah, the upside on Suniva is tremendous. Ryan asks, Rich, how do you get into something before it goes public? I got to get in on that game. Well, you know what? We work with a lot of companies that do subscription agreements before they do IPOs. You just got to do your research, do your due diligence, and literally just call up these companies. And if you want to invest, you can call them and you can do a private placement directly into these companies. I get them on my desk all the time, but I don't like to do a lot of IPOs because you just don't know where they're going to go. They're very risky and you have to wait. Like, for example, I invested in High Times. I got a High Times jacket. I'm a High Times investor, but they're not public yet. I've been waiting for over a year. I got involved. I bought the stock and I'm holding it now. So you just got to do your research. A lot of companies are offering the ability for people to invest early. You just got to do your research, call up the company, tell them that you're an accredited investor. You may have to prove that you're accredited, but usually you don't. Accredited investor is someone that has at least $1 million in assets or is making $200,000 a year, 2 years in a row. Usually they don't want you to prove anything, so you can typically just make the investment. Suniva was at $5 not too long ago. Compound stock interest guy says, yeah, Suniva's been on a terrible downtrend, but I think Suniva is going to have a very nice next 6 to 18 months, in my opinion, in my honest opinion. I agree with you. Suniva went to 250 before, or 280, and then it bounced to $5-6. Now they're back to 250, 260. To me, it's a buy. I'll let you know when I buy some because I'm going to. And when it gets back to $4 or $5, I'll just sell it. Let's see. Frank says, time to buy then. It's very possible. A lot of stocks are down at 52-week lows, so that's always the time to buy. Invest in the best at 52-week lows and sell at 52-week highs. If you do that, you'll be a winning investor. Compound stock interest guy says, I bought 775 today at 260. Good investment, compound stock interest guy. I'm sure you're going to win big on that one. Paul M says, nice. PLTH is great. Any thoughts on the articles released on CDAR? I haven't looked at the articles. Once I look at them, I'll give you my opinion. Frank says, I don't care, Canadian or American, whoever makes me money. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't care either. Max Power says, hey, I'm up $68 already on Xena. Haha. Hey, man, I hope you get up even more. Roger Kraft says, Planet 13 was packed and people coming in from outside advertised all over Vegas taxi cabs. Wow. Thanks for the update on that. Scott Norris says, I'm selling 48 North going into Suniva. Just saying, California is the place to be. I agree with you. The biggest market in North America for cannabis. It's got the population of Canada just in California. What about MedMen? Love MedMen. I love them a lot at 240, 250 range when they hit it. They've been on a nice little run. I think that the upside for MedMen is huge, but be careful, buy low, sell high. Paul M says, I think it's just a normal filing process. People always want to call me when I'm live. Max Power says, free strippers for Rich. You guys are killing me, man. You guys are awesome. You guys are funny. Frank says, next green wave. I think next green wave has a ton of potential. I think they have a great future. I think they're undervalued, underappreciated, underexposed. I think they've got great revenue, and they're one that I'm watching. And I'll let you know if I buy, because I don't like too many penny stocks, but that's one that I'm watching. Jason Garza says, Medman had news yesterday, good news. Compound Stock Interest Guy says, Suniva may go to $2 Canadian, 150 USD. Yeah, let's just keep our eye on all the gainers. Oh, look, Suniva's up 6.6%. Oh, no, sorry, that's Tilt. Tilt is up 6.6%. Kush Bottles is up 8%. I love Kush Bottles, man. Love them. Medman up 5%. Green Growth Brands up 5%. Another company that I brought to everybody first. Can we look at the Canadian gainers? Compound Stock Interest Guy says Suniva may go to 2 Canadian, 150 USD. You think it's going that low? I don't know, man. The lowest it's ever been is 250. So yeah, you might be right, but I think this is around the bottom, in my opinion, but anything can happen. Max Power says, thanks for the Xena info, bro. I see it popping once they get their Langley license. I agree. Scott says, what a great show. Thank you, Scott. I appreciate you, man. Max Power says, if it goes up $1, I'll make $7 grand. Exactly. It's big, buddy. It's big. Scott Norris says, Frank, NGW, Canadian company working out of California. I believe it is Canadian. Andrew Ellington says 3,500 in February. So Andrew Ellington bought Bitcoin for $3,500 in February. He bought 5 of them, and I believe he was up 50 grand in the last couple of days. So congratulations, Andrew, on an amazing trade once again. Compound Stock Interest Guy says, I wish Zenabis had a clause in their warrants. I just bounced. I wish Zenabis had a clause in their warrants. Their warrants can't get exercised till expiration. Yeah, me too. But I know that I believe that the exit clause or the strike clause, strike price is $2.50. So that's 500% from these prices because it's at 50 cents, 55 cents when I looked this morning. Max Power says, I usually don't buy in the green, but at 170, I had Xena before at 350. LOL. Yeah, I mean, 170 is a pretty good price. It's been as low as 140, so I still think it could go lower, but I still think 170 is a pretty safe price. Frank says, yes, I'm in on next green wave. Strong leadership, Scott. Max Power says, that Langley license is going to be huge for Xena. Well, look at what happens when we see people get licenses. Alifia announces a license, stock goes up. WeedMD announces a license, stock goes up. Labs, stock goes up. You know, everybody that announces licenses, the stocks go up. 48 North announces a license, stock goes up. We've seen this trend, and the trend is your friend, so why go against the trend? Skinny says BTC 100K by winter 2019. Yeah, I don't see that, but good luck with that. Paul M says that's capacity. Yeah, I mean, nobody knows how much they're holding on to. That's their own internal information. Travo says, I'm saving my money to load up on CTST. When it breaks support, I'll be adding on the way down. I hope you win, man. Nobody knows the unsold materials. They only have that. That's proprietary information. Compound Stock Interest Guy. Hexo or Tilray are the next companies to get a big partnership in cannabis space, in my guess. I mean, Aphria, Xena, CannTrust could, but my bet is on those. You know what? I think Tilray, Hexo, CannTrust, Aurora, Aphria, They all have potential to get another big partner very soon. Scott Norris says, yeah, it was at Sego. They're building up NGW. I agree. I think they're going to have another run. Paul M says, Xena just ramping up. Yeah, I think it's just getting started. Max Power says, I'm happy with Xena at 121. I got in first time with Xena at 350. Frank says, LOL, right, Rich? Scott can get his money back. Look at all the charts on payment companies like PayPal and MasterCard. Charts go. Max Power says, hit that like button. I double that and triple that and quadruple that. And thank you guys for the 37 likes. It means a lot. And guys, don't forget to subscribe for our latest stock pick alerts. Just put in your email. It's absolutely free. And just subscribe. Ryan Benton says, Motley Fool has an article out entitled 3 Stocks Poised for Huge Growth Over the Next Decade. Named CanTrust as one of them. Nick says, hey, Rich, ACB is now the most traded stock on Robinhood, just topped Apple. Yeah, ACB is the #1 stock for millennials in the cannabis sector. Scott General says, the FOMO is real. I entered into Zenabis today. Let's go. Don't just buy it because we're talking about it, guys. Buy it because you love it and you want to own it. Trev Vo says, did anyone add to FSD at the lows or men's are feeling nervous? FSD has 1 billion shares. I'd have to be careful there. Scott says, ITHUF, what do you think? I love Ianthus, guys. Compound Stock Interest, guys, says cultivation output in April 2019 was 809 kgs, which represents a 31.3% is how much Xena grew in April. They're growing kgs by the monthly. Oh, yeah, and it's only going to get way bigger. Like I said, 479,300 kgs capacity, and they're not even at 1,000, and they're making 11.6 million. Do the math. This bad boy's going to fly. Frank says, Ryan Benton, I get lots out of Motley Fool service, LOL, though I still have to do my detective work. I go to Gumshoe for that. Gumshoe, I've never even heard of Gumshoe. Thank you for sharing. Paul M says, SNN has data breach issues. Yeah, which is probably why the stock went down and is creating a buying opportunity. And when it goes back up, everyone's going to forget about their data breach issues because they will resolve them. Scott Norris asks Frank, what did you buy NGW at? Bought it last year for 35, sold at 55. Great buy now. I agree with you guys. Wow. Nick says Zenabis just bought 30K shares. Wow. Congratulations, Nick. I think that puts us close to 200,000. Yeah, I think that puts us close to 200,000 shares just within this community right now. It's crazy. Frank says Planet 13 is now moving by Disney in California. Paul M says it's not like they opened a cultivation facility in a former meatpacking plant. Yeah, I don't think that's the issue though. I think the issue is they need revenue. You're talking about FSD? Yeah, I think they need revenue. Or you're talking about Suniva? Yeah, I'm not sure. Max Power says, I think Xena will pop after they receive the Langley license. What do you all think? I agree 100%. Frank says, Scott, I bought Next Green Wave in the beginning and got out in the 40s. I'm just jumping back in. Smart thinking, guys. I love the way you guys are thinking. You're thinking like winners. Andrew Ellington says Planet 13 is huge. Paul M says, did anyone go to the Agra Investors Day? No, but I wanted to. Just was so busy. Frank says, for everyone on here, Hawaii just got caught in lies about their products. Dangerous to use. Grab Nokia stock for dividend and possible triple in price. Yeah, you know, these Chinese stocks, man. Just watch the China hustle. I got nothing against China. I love the Chinese. It's just that they have a bad history of lying on their financials, lying about what they have, And there's a big list of companies that were just essentially frauds. So just be careful. Compound Stock Interest guy says there's so much hype on extraction companies in Canada. Then Halo Labs and Suniva are doing a ton of extraction in Cali, but nobody hype trains them. It's funny. You can't sell in other states. It's true. But the reason that I think that a lot of American companies haven't exploded yet is that they're not federally legal. And I think that's the reason. Roger Kraft says, thinking about planning a trip to Edmonton and see Xena. Xena's not in Edmonton. Xena's in Vancouver, and they're in the East Coast. Frank says, study came out today by security company that Huawei has backdoor issues. Go Nokia. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Weekend Unlimited is up 42%. Thank you for sharing. Roy says, in Rich TV Live, we trust. Thank you for sharing your knowledge, Roy. I appreciate it. Compound Stock Interest guy says, dang, that's a good day. Paul M says, no, talking about Suniva. Yeah, I'm not too worried about Suniva being in an old meat packaging plant. Clean it up, make some changes, and move on. So I know people that are saying that, whispering in my ear, that they're getting a whole bunch of greenhouses. So stay tuned. Suniva's going to blow, guys. We got guys that are working with them inside that give us updates that are heavily invested. Let's just put it that way. Frank says, love Rich TV Live. Been here 20 minutes and I learned a lot. Are the markets closing soon? Where are we at? 12:47. We might as well just go to the close. So let's just look at all the winners. Okay, so Weekend Unlimited is up 16%. Vivo is up 12%. Meta is flying, guys. I told you guys Meta was a beast. It's up 12%. I brought that to you guys first, eh? I brought that to you guys first. Meta's up 12%. Aleafia is up 10%. WeedMD is flying, up 9.7%. Hexo is up 7%. Indiva is up 6.9%. Oxley is alive, up 6.7%. And the Tinley Beverage Company at 64 cents is up 6%. Let's look at the decliners. Okay, RavenQuest Biomed is down 5%. Harvest One Cannabis, after being up huge yesterday, is down 3%. Agriflora is down 3%. Canopy Rivers is down 2%. Eat, this is a really good stock. Eat, for anyone that's into edibles, they're down 2%. Tilray at $46 is down 2%. I love Tilray. Is down just under 2%. MYM Nutraceuticals is down 1%. Namaste is down 1%. And ROMJ, Rubicon Organics Inc. is down 1%. Those are the Canadian ones. Can we see the US ones? Or were those the US ones you were showing me? Those are the Canadians? Let's see the US. Wow, thank you guys for the 39 likes. I really appreciate it. All right, let's look at the US. Let's go to percentage gainers. Okay, so Vitality Biopharma, VBIO, up 20%. We're going to be live for a few more minutes, guys. Pot Network Holdings is up 16%. Fincana Capital Corp, FNNZF, is up 16%. Golden Leaf Holdings is alive, up 14% at 5.5 cents. M Jardine having a nice day, up 9.5%. Caliterra Therapeutics up 8.6%. Tilt Holdings trying to come back from the dead, up 8%. Kush Bottles up 8%. Alexinol Global, ELLXF. It's one I don't talk about a lot, but I like it. It's up 6%. And at 277, MCIG all the way down to 6 cents, up 6%. Can we see the decliners? How about TGOD? Yeah, you know what? TGOD is an interesting one. Every time TGOD goes under $4, I believe it's a buy. It's currently like around 317. I think it's a buy. That's lower than its IPO price. So in my opinion, I believe that TGOD is going to go way higher. Now, what's holding it back? Lack of revenue. Once they start showing revenue and they actually start growing in their massive, amazing facility in Quebec, I fully anticipate TGOD to be one of the largest players. But right now, because the revenue is lacking, the price is lacking. If you're willing to position yourself in a good long-term hold, I say TGOD is one of those long-term holds. Love the company. Think they have so much potential, so much upside. But like a lot of companies, no revenue, not profit generating yet. Okay, let's look at the decliners in the cannabis sector. IGC has been on a crazy run all week, down 7%. Elevate Brands, Vate, down 4%. Cresco Labs, I really like Cresco Labs, down just under 4%. EDXC, CBD Unlimited Inc. at 37 cents, down 2%. Earth Science Technology, ETST at 75 cents, down 2%. General Cannabis Corp, CAN at 81 cents, down 2%. Emerald Biosciences Inc., ordinary shares, 29 cents, down 2%. Acreage Holdings, 1665, down 1.89%. GB Sciences Inc. at 12 cents, down 1.6%. And TerraTech Corp, TRTC, been a massive disappointment for them, down 1.6%. If there's any picks I need to pull up, let me know before we go off the stream because we are only going to go live until 1 o'clock, guys. So we'll be live for 8 more minutes. Compound stock interest guy says, Frank, I got 2,300 shares. I like them. They haven't earned a lot of money in their new facility. They will make a ton. It's all up from here, from buying bulk cannabis and extracting and CAD medical clinics. Compound stock interest guy says, they hired a new management and head grower for their new facility, just released that 3 days ago. They're getting ready for the new facility. Are you talking about Suniva? Sorry, I'm not sure which one you're talking about. Frank is saying, watching Rich career blossom along with all of our Rich TV Live family is such an amazing story. You know what is more of an amazing story, Frank? Watching you guys get freedom. I want to get freedom while you guys get freedom, and hopefully we all get freedom. Paul says, here's an oddball. Any thoughts on RavenQuest Bio? You know, it's funny. It's one of those ones I just haven't researched a lot. So I need to look into it more. I will. And when I do, I'll let you guys know. Compound stock interest guy says, yes, Suniva. Yes. Suniva's got a lot of big things brewing. So many big things brewing. To me, they're one of the most undervalued companies out there, in my opinion. Yeah, you can also download a research report on a lot of stocks that we have coverage on. So this is the Suniva report. Let's see if there's anything we can pull up. Oh, just hold on. Let me read that for a second. Suniva Inc. is a vertically integrated medical cannabis company committed to delivering safe, low-cost, high-quality products and services at scale. The company is focused on the cultivation, production, and distribution of therapeutic solutions targeting 2 of the medical cannabis markets in the world, Canada and California. 148 employees in the drug manufacturer industry. It's up 5% right now, guys. Okay, let's see here. Look at the short interest. Almost nobody is shorting it. That's a sign for me. That's a buy signal for me. When nobody's shorting a stock, that's a buy signal for me, man. Okay, so the revenue is 20.42 million. Oh. Hold on. So the revenue last quarter was 10.62 million. The quarter before that, 13.8 million. Their total assets are 110 million. Total liabilities, 44.2 million. Total equity, 65.8 million. So you can see quarter over quarter, their equity has been growing. So a year ago, their equity was 10 million. Then 3 quarters ago, 27 million. Then 2 quarters ago, 62 million. Now they've got 65 million in equity. Is there any analyst? No, there's no analyst coverage. So there's still no really big analyst coverage on the stock. So once there's more analyst coverage on the stock, I fully anticipate this stock to explode. Compound Stock Interest guy says, I think RavenQuest is a good company, may go lower. Okay. Iriater says, great job, Rich. Love the show. Keep up the good work. Hey, my pleasure. Paul M says, RQB posted some big nug pics on Twitter yesterday from Orbital Garden. Frank says, Rich, I'm only going to buy new companies in my portfolio on 52-week lows. Thanks for that. That's smart, man. And invest in the best companies. Invest in Canopy Growth at 52-week lows, Tilray at 52-week lows, Cureleaf at 52-week lows, Trulieve at 52-week lows, TGOD at 52-week lows, Zenabis at 52-week lows, Saniva at 52-week lows, CanTrust at 52-week lows, Ianthus at 52-week lows, Kush Bottles at 52-week lows. These are the best. C-Web at 52-week lows. These are the best. You can't go wrong if you're investing in the best at 52-week lows. I mean, that's all. That's like trading 101. Compound Stock Interest guy says, yes, Paul, I see them. They got a deal with Wayland and setting up in Europe. Very good. Compound Stock Interest guy says that's in USD, so around 14 million in Canada. And I believe that those numbers will continue to grow. Fred is saying, I bought SNN. It's closing at its high. Well, yeah, I mean, we're talking about it, right? And there's a lot of people watching, so I'm not surprised. Compound Stock Interest guy says, buy in the summer, sell in the fall. That's the way to go and stay in cash. Smart. Okay, so where are we at? Is the market closing? Is there anything else that I need to talk about? We got 2 minutes left until the close. Is there anything else that we need to talk about? Now, I just want to mention, guys, go to Rich TV Live, subscribe. We've got our own. Can you actually show our writers? Where do they see our writers? We actually have our own writers, guys. I think it's in the sections, right? We have our own writers. So we actually have our own writers. I think you have to go to like cannabis section, or sorry, the cryptocurrency section. So, and it shows the writers. So we actually have our own editors writing for Rich TV Live now. So a lot of these news and these articles, they're written by real professional writers that write our content. So we've got our own writers, our own authors. Take a look at this. So we have our own authors writing for Rich TV Live. Look at this. Isn't that crazy? I'm not kidding. We have our own authors writing for Rich TV Live, and we've only had this site up for a week. So we've got 3 authors. Look, 39 articles so far, 6 for Ankit and 4 for Kristen, and we're just getting started. So we've got our own writers. Our goal is to turn this website into a full-blown financial platform for you guys to be able to use and to treat it like your own. If there's anything that you think we can do to make it better, please let me know, and we will do everything we can to make it better. Don't forget to subscribe. Just put in your email, hit subscribe now, and get our latest stock picks and alerts. And we're going to do everything we can to bring you guys bigger companies, better companies, and have even a better winning percentage moving forward. Let's see you guys' messages. Scott Norris says, MedMan did great. Yeah, MedMan's a great company. I'm not surprised. Jason Gara says, is Aurora Bud any good? I have no idea. I've never tried it. Frank says, will you be live at those times each day? It's always different every day, but I try to go live close to the end of the market and sometimes the beginning of the market or in the middle of the market because I like to show a little bit of a trend. So I typically, but if you guys watch Rich TV Live, you know I go live pretty much every day. And sometimes we do 3, 4, 5, 10 videos. So we try to bring you guys good new content every single day. Fred says, buy Vivo fast. Jason Garza says, hey, Rick, is ACB Bud any good? Fred says, Vivo is at 70 cents. Extreme bullish breakout. Yeah, they've been down for a long time, so I'm not surprised. Finally. Compound stock interest, guys. Can you pull up Vivo? Says, Vivo has a ton of volume. Compound interest, guys, says, I've tried ACB, Bud, Blue Dream, good. I like MedRelief better, though. And Ryan says, thoughts on Green Thumb Industries. That'll be my last question to answer. I think it's a really good company. They have huge upside. Buy the dips, buy the lows, sell the highs. Thank you guys for watching. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for all the likes, for all your support. If you're not winning, you're not watching. This is your boy Rich from Rich TV Live. We bring in the winners and we bring them to you first. It's true. And I'm out. Peace.